So folks, these people are expecting you to provide them a service. When you get there, before you even arrive, they've talked about it. And they're hoping that you're the type of company that they can do business with. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yes. As a consumer, when you're thinking about getting something done to your home or no matter what it is, and you make an appointment for somebody to come out, aren't you really hoping that the person that comes out is knowledgeable, professional, has the right company that you do want to do business with, so you don't have to continue to go through these estimates and do the shopping? Don't you hope that the person coming out has what you need?
Yes. Yes.
I know I do. You know, I went to get my carpets cleaned one day, and you know, I've got children, I have kids. One of them being a 2-year-old at the time, and you know how tough they can be on carpets. And my wife and I scheduled an estimate to have the guy come by, and I took off work to go there and meet him. And to be honest with you, I was excited about getting it done, but most of all, we were talking about it, and I said, I've got to leave work to get this done, and honey, I really hope that this guy can help us, and I don't have to do this again, and he has a good enough service and a good enough price to help us get this done. And he walked in and he takes a look around. He's like, oh my God, this is gonna, oh man, this is gonna cost 3 times whatever they told you on the telephone. You know what? I gotta go call and talk to my supervisor about this. I don't know about this. And my wife were just sitting there. Me and my wife were staring at each other, and we're like, oh my goodness, what's this guy talking about? Yeah. And it just rubbed us the wrong way. So immediately the disappointment took place within the first 3 or 4 words that this guy said to us. First thing he did is he just came in and he didn't even, really speak to us. Let me take a look around and let me get out my tape measure. And look, we knew our carpets needed cleaned. We have a baby. That's why we called him out there. But first, we kind of felt insulted. I mean, I understand that it needed it. That's why we had him come out. But, we were kind of insulted about it. And then the next thing that comes out of his mouth is, oh, this is going to cost you 3 times more than whatever they told you on the telephone, without really saying anything else to us. Now, had he come in and said, something along the lines of, Mr. Bradley, my name's so-and-so, such and such company. I've been with the company for so long, and our company's been doing this particular service here in the community for X amount of time. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get up and, take a look around here and see what your needs are, have you walk with me, let's inspect what you're wanting to get done, and we'll give you a thorough assessment, and I'll give you an evaluation and a price today that hopefully you folks can live with. Had he presented it that way, and then had he come back down the same way that we do a needs assessment and sat back down with us and said, listen, you guys need a premier package here. You've got a little bit more wear and tear than the normal, standard package. But I'm certainly going to do everything I can to help, get this done and take care of your needs for you. Now, I'm going to let you know that because you do need, a little bit better of a cleaning, we might need to do 2 steam cleanings. It's going to cost you a little bit more money. But really, it doesn't matter who you go through. That's what's going to need to take place here. Had he explained that to me, I would have understood it. Would you guys?
Sure.
Absolutely.
The moral of the story is we asked the guy to leave. And I was very, very disappointed that I took off work and I had waited to get this estimate for 3 days. And the reason why we were getting the estimate is we were, moving into a different house. And so we needed to get everything cleaned up and get the carpets taken care of before we moved. So it put us behind as well on the project. Now we had to do what?
Find another company.
We had to find another company, that's right. We had to start over in our search again, schedule another estimate, and wait another 2 days for another guy to come out to schedule the estimate to come out, put us a week behind. It's really not any different, in your business that you're in. These people that are having us come out, 90% of them are seriously thinking about getting something done now. The other ones, they're wanting an estimate because they're thinking about getting something done in the future. But the bottom line is, if we can sell ourselves and build trust in our client, if we can put the customer's needs before our sale, and be able to convey to them that, look, I'm here to help you folks today improve your home. And if I can help you improve your home, get this project done, help you save some money, and that's what I'm here to do. And if I can't, no harm's done. If we're not the company for you, just let me know, and we'll shake hands and part as friends. But I'm truly here to help you, and I feel that I have a service and a company and a product that you're absolutely going to love that's going to help take care of these issues that you folks have. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
If we can build urgency in the need and point out the needs as an expert would, and point out some of the things that they don't understand that's going to cost them more money, either now or in the long run, and create and build urgency of why they need to address these issues now, based on what you've seen, expert. If you can sell the company and your service and show them that you are the type of company that they want to do business with, you do have the service that's going to fit their needs, you do have the installation that they want, you got a product that almost sells itself. You got a product that's hands down the best product on the market. See, there is no comparisons to our product out there. None. Of course, you're going to have to build value in that product because it's going to be higher priced. Correct?
Right.
But backing up a step, this here, anybody want to take a stab at how many home improvement companies here within our region of where we do business there are?
Like
200?
Yeah.
Like 200.
It's in the mid 200s, around 250 different companies that they can do business with. You got a product that's by itself. You got a product that stands on its own. It's kind of like the Bentley, right? Kind of stands there by itself ahead of most of the competition for a luxury sedan. And obviously, you know, you go down to, you know, Mercedes, you know, Lexus, whatever. You got the Bentley of windows, but if you can't sell the company, then that's a real problem. Because what's in these people's minds are, hey, look, I got 250 companies I can do business with. What makes you different than the other 250 companies, correct?
Right.
And that's why we've got to sell the company. If we can sell the need, if we can sell this company and get them to commit that they feel comfortable doing business with us, everything else is going to be a breeze. Because they're going to want your product. You guys agree with that?
Great.
Yep.
You sell the product, you build value. You sell the product, you build value. You got to do a cost versus value. We're going to talk about that, folks. We got to open up and establish where windows start at based on national, regional, and our area. And once we establish that, then we can start building value on all the extra features and advantages and benefits that our windows have that the report doesn't, that the windows on the report don't reflect. And so that's how we're going to build value in our product. That's going to come naturally. You sell the need, you sell the company, you sell yourself, the product's going to be easy to sell. Next thing is a solid pre-close. What's a pre-close? It's a trial close, right? No solid close is going to take place on a one-step unless you have a solid pre-close, right?
Right.
If we were going to follow up with customers, if we were going to call them back, if we were going to give them a quote and say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and think about it. Why don't you sleep on it? What I'll do, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I'll follow up with you tomorrow or maybe the next day unless you call me first. You know, and then, you know, we'll see if we can help you. You might close somebody, maybe, if you had the lowest priced product out there without a solid pre-close. Would you guys agree with that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, a lot of people think, my window's too high. If my prices were just lower, I'd sure sell a whole lot more. And so companies, like one of our competitors here, that started off selling the Simonton Stormbreaker Plus until we arrived, only to go to a lower grade window and sign a big deal with the manufacturer to distribute that product, because all the reps had conditioned the owner that if we just had a better price, we could compete with storm-tight windows. We could compete with them if we just had a better price. What happened? They went with a lower grade product, they lowered the price, and guess what still didn't happen?
Sales.
They still weren't closing. So they told the owner, they said, you know what, but that's aluminum. Mr. Owner, that's aluminum. You know, they offer a vinyl window over there. Matter of fact, it's better than a pure virgin vinyl. Man, you should see this window. It's fusion welded. Got 4-post computer control fusion welds. I mean, it's gorgeous. Got European beveled edges. I mean, this thing is sharp. We need a vinyl window. So they dropped the deal that they signed with this major distributor to go through another distributor to sell a recycled vinyl window for even a cheaper price. Folks, when we started here back 2 years ago, they were higher than we were. And now we're 3 times higher than they are. 3 times more. But the product they're selling isn't going to last people longer than 2 to 3 years. And guess what they're still having a problem doing? Selling the product. It's not about price. People expect a good value. People expect a good service. People expect a good company. And for most people out there, they're going to expect to pay for it. You sell these things the way that you should, and you can sell your product for what it's worth. And that's what it's all about. So by doing a solid pre-close, you summarize all this up. Folks, like my boss said, I'm here to do 2 things for you folks today. First, I'm going to take your order and I'm going to run it through the factory myself. And second, I'm going to work something out in your budget that you folks can definitely afford today. I guess what I'm asking is, can you folks think of any reason in the world, other than dollars and cents, other than money, why we couldn't get together in an order for your windows and doors today, other than money?
No.
No.
Great, let's measure it up. That's a solid pre-close. And what we're doing here is we're giving them one last final chance to object. It's your one last chance. Could you think of any reason in the world, sir? Any reason other than money?
No.
Okay. Let's measure it up. We've taken everything that we've done here. We've sold ourselves. We built urgency. We sold the company. We sold the product. And now we've got a commitment. What's that commitment? Anybody want to take a stab? What that commitment's telling us? As long as it's affordable, Mr. Bradley, we're doing business today. As long as it's affordable. Are you in position to one-call close now?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Without a doubt, right? Okay. Next thing that we want to do is we want to close. That's the last key component to these keys to success, is to close. Closing is an art. There's a form and an art to closing. And what we want to focus on is we want to ABC.
Always be closing.
Always be closing. That's right. We're going to close, we're going to close, we're going to close, and then we're going to close some more. Of course, it's going to be a professional close. It's not going to be a high pressure close, so I want you guys to manage your expectations. There is no pressure to our close whatsoever. But we've got to find a way to make this enticing for them today. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
How many of you have worked off a one-call close before? Give me an example of how that works and how you made it enticing to be able to make it a one-call close.
By basically giving them an offer that they couldn't refuse, that if they passed up, they couldn't get tomorrow.
There you go. Okay. So by closing here, we're giving them a reason to act now, right? We've planted the seed of urgency. We've sold the company. We've sold the product. Now we got to sell the sizzle in the close. In other words, we're going to measure up and we're going to give you folks a price that's good for an entire year. This is going to include any kind of increases that we can forecast as a company, folks. Things like material increases, labor increases, fuel commissions, and overhead. The price that I'm about to give you, it's good for the next 12 months. So in the event that you folks want a local company to call on that manufactures their own windows when you are ready, you know who to call. And we'll honor that price for you, I promise. But the price that I'm about to give you, it's not my factory incentive price that the owner of my company has authorized me to give you. This is my price that's guaranteed for a year. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay. So we're going to initially roll out a one-year price that's good for a whole year, which takes pressure off of a situation, right? We're going to deliver that price to them, and we're going to start to get some objections here that we've got to overcome, correct? You need to be expecting objections. They are definitely coming. And we'll be overcoming those. But then we can also tell them, you know, folks, that's the bad news. You know, I've got some really great news for people like you that want and need to get something done about your own windows. As I told you earlier, the owner of a company has authorized me to give you a factory incentive rebate that's designed to help make this project affordable for you, the homeowner, and in return, we get to keep our people working. Now, this factory rebate can only be used on today's visit, on the initial visit. So folks, before I give you this rebate, there are a few questions that I need to ask you to make sure you qualify. So we're going to qualify this rebate, and in one of the qualifications, we're going to tell them, you know, folks, this rebate is designed to make this project affordable for you since you're definitely serious about getting something done. But in return, it's designed to help us keep our people working. So it's a win-win for both of us. You get to save money on a project you're going to do anyway, and in return, we get the work that we desperately need for our factory and for our installers. But with that in mind, this offer must be accepted on the initial visit while I'm out here today. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
So we're going to close using an offer that's going to be attractive to them and enticing to them to help them to act today. Okay? If that offer is refused because it's still not affordable, we're going to keep on closing. We've got other alternate forms to close, again, that aren't high pressure. We're going to continue to close until we make a sale. We're going to give it everything that we got. So folks, I want you to keep these things in mind. Stay positive at all times. Whether you sold your last lead, whether you ran a no-show, whether you ran a one-leg, it's sales. It's going to happen. No sense in getting all messed up in the mind about it. Just stay positive. Your $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 sale could be your next door if you go in there with the right mind frame. Correct?
Always.
Yes?
Always.
Sell yourself. Build trust with the client. Allow them to trust you today, and you'll be able to earn their business today. Put your customers' needs before your sale. Build urgency in your product. Build a need in your product. Help them feel that they need to do something now. 99% of the homes that you go in, folks, their windows are going to be horrible. They're going to need to get something done. It's up to us as experts to point that out for them. Sell the company. Make sure you get a good solid commitment on the company. We talked about the fact there's 250 companies to do business with. They need to decide that this is the only company they want to do business with, period. Right?
Right.
Sell the product. Build value in the product. Get the price that your product's worth. You owe that to yourself, to your customer, and the company. Have a solid pre-close. Close, close, close. Folks, those are the keys to success. I want you guys to use them and apply them. Fair enough?
Fair enough.